Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Coming to you live. Wait, you can't even see us, man. What the fuck?
What are you doing?
Who would have thought of all the people to show up on this podcast? It's John Cena. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, guys? Welcome to the 97th edition of what do we call this thing? Yeah, Midweek Crisis. And our special guest today, all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, Bone Daddy or Jack Hollow. Yeah. Well, part of Bone Daddy. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
I don't know what happened.
I feel like I have to call you Mr. Daddy the rest of the evening.
Mr. Daddy. That's nice. Hell yeah. So, yeah, man. How's it going? You're playing next Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I got a show next Tuesday at the Melody Inn with Dead Souls Underground. A lot of people in town know about the Dead Souls Gothic Lounge over at Healer, with the whole, all ages goth show with the DJs and everything. So the same two DJs, DJ Nagaroth and Gomez, will be at Melody Inn, spinning some tunes. But this will be the first time they've had a live band with Dead Souls at the Melody Inn.
Awesome.
So Bone Daddy trying to bring some more awareness to that particular event.
Cracking the ice. Hell yeah.
Cracking the whip. That's exciting. That's an exciting show.
Not the ice.
Yeah.
Breaking the ice.
Breaking the ice.
That's what I was getting.
Yeah, I dig it. That's
Not-
really awesome. I'm happy to see Psychobilly
God.
coming back to Indianapolis. It makes
Hell
me
yeah.
Oh, it's weird being like right now in this moment being the only psychobilly band in town, because I remember when I first got into the scene, there was a lot of psychobilly coming through here.
Yeah.
It felt like,
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, you were with MG in the Gas City 3.
Loved playing in that band.
Yeah, I saw
It
you
was
guys
amazing.
posters right over there of you and I think it was Coffin Cats.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the other band was, but
Yeah. I think Loveless. I don't know if Tommy Dastardly was on that show or not. He might have been. We did a lot of the Elvis Hitler shows
yeah.
too. Yeah, dude. There was a period where really felt like Psychobilly was coming back full force, and you are proving that it's going to come back full force. Whether
well, I'm gonna keep doing this no matter what, because if I accomplish nothing else with this band, I want to at least inspire someone else to keep psychobilly going here in the Midwest.
Heck yeah.
Luckily we got the Coffin Cats up in Michigan, keeping it going up there, but here at home I wanted to at least have something going on.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's how we get those guys to keep coming back, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
just got to have that killer band. That's definitely what Bone Daddy is. I love that shit. It's so good.
I appreciate that, especially coming from you, because I remember the very first psychobilly show I ever played.
You're gonna make me all bashful, man.
was with you back at the Fifth Quarter. You guys remember the Fifth Quarter?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that venue.
I miss that venue too. Mona was great. It was an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, that was with Denton Affair. I think I played with.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah, we were in that place one time when the power went out, and it was chaos. Pure
Did it
chaos.
Did it smell funny in there?
Oh yeah, I mean, after about 10 minutes with the gym upstairs, it's just like,
It always smelled funny. in
Yeah.
there. This all those couches they had on the like on the south side of the building.
Yeah.
At least in the area where they had the shows.
right.
They always had that like that smell.
Right. I always loved pissing in their bathroom because they had the full length
Oh yeah.
urinal.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
It's a locker
You could
room.
you could pee a rainbow and it was just going down the drain. You know what I
I
mean?
remember that.
Yeah, it was a good thing.
Forgot about the locker room.
So
bathroom.
many photo shoots are done in that fucker for sure.
I believe it. It looked industrial as hell.
So not to like break up this makeout that you guys got going on, but I do want to I do want to throw out here that Jack is going to be playing at the Melody Inn on Tuesday with Dead Souls Underground. It's the first live. Jack had mentioned it's the first live band that they've had at the Mel, right?
Yeah, with the Dead Souls event, because I think this is number 5, if I remember correctly.
Fifth one.
Apologize to Dead Souls if I got that wrong.
Man, I feel. Oh, is it different than the one they do at Healer?
Yeah, because at Healer, they've had a lot of bands, like goth bands from all over the country, come
Yeah.
and play at Healer for their goth night there. You know, and they have DJs. They also have other. I think they had some other featured DJs as well.
I haven't dug into the goth scene in quite some time. What is that? What is that like these days? Like,
I feel like the goth scene is kind of blowing up here in Indianapolis a little bit, in my opinion, especially like with all the baby bats, like the young goths, you know, at the all ages shows.
Right.
Those kids are coming out in force.
That's awesome.
I mean, the most merch I've sold at a show, well, that I sold last year was actually at Dead Souls Gothic Lounge.
Heck yeah.
Because, I mean, they come out there and they're supporting the scene. Really, I'm impressed.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to Nagareth and Gomez for fucking expanding out, and DJ Nagareth and DJ Gomez for expanding out and growing. I think that's really cool. I love seeing promoters do that, and we try to, I've tried to I'm gonna have to work on that. I have tried very hard to help everybody equally and like share and book, because everything that I've always done is promoting promoters, you know what I mean? So, and promoting promoters, promoting bands, promoting artists for the people outside of our community, for our community. So, but
normal ass folks just making music and stuff. Yeah.
And we've had Nagareth on before, and I've definitely seen an uptick in the goth community, more than I've seen in years, for sure. Especially since they got here. I think they moved here from New York?
I'm not sure actually.
I know it's east. I swear. I am wrong. I'm always my memory fucking sucks. So but yeah. So and you guys are working on a new album, right?
Yeah, I've been working on it for years, arguably now. I mean, I wrote the album before I even came up with what Bone Daddy was, before the band even had a name. But I finally this year with line up me, Alberto, Travis, I got it recorded. The whole thing's tracked, except I just gotta mix it and might redo some vocals here and there, but it's getting close. I'm hoping that early fall, at least by October, because Bone Daddy, Halloween's kind of our season. So I thought that that'd probably be the best time to try and actually drop it.
I'm so excited for this album.
And
oh yeah. And you have the first one on you, right?
Yeah, I have a copy of our original EP.
Show that to the people.
Actually,
show it off.
Yeah, this little guy right here.
Oh fuck! I did it again. Son of a bitch!
Right, perfect.
There you go. Hell yeah!
Yeah, that was the first EP I did, which was just pieced together from a session I did years ago with original Bone Daddy lineup, which was Frankie Rambler and Gary Grubbs, who plays with Kung Fu Overdrive now.
Heck yeah. Frankie Rambler was a hell of a bassist.
Oh yes, he
is a hell of a bassist.
I mean, I literally.
He's in indie.
Huh?
Wait, which band is he in? Frankie's
he's not really doing
music
at the moment. He lives up in Michigan now.
Mm-hmm. It's been a day. My bad.
Yeah, he's still plays and I talk to him every once in a while. But
I'm gonna send that motherfucker a message later. I'm gonna be like, Frankie, we were talking about you.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from that guy in forever.
Well, I can't talk about psychobilly without talking about Frankie,
Right.
because literally I would not be here doing this if I had
Absolutely.
not met him.
Yeah.
When I saw the Coffin Cats for the first time, that's when I met Frankie
Yeah.
initially, which was the very first show I ever went to at the Melody Inn.
Right.
Crazy enough.
Well, and I feel like that leads you right to Chris and Rob Riot, and Jesse Riot. Like that's a thing that's a powerful thing, that psychobilly music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
super exciting.
PRN's been bringing in psychobilly forever. I mean, like I remember, like I mean, if you look around the garage, you could see all the the psychobilly shows I've seen at PRN over the years. That's really I guess I did see a couple back in the day. I had mutual friends that were super into psychobilly, and I had seen what's that? Tiger help me out.
Tiger Army?
Yep, Tiger Army and the
Nick
Unseen.
13.
Yeah. I saw them up in Chicago with my buddy Mike.
Heck yeah.
All these comments. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for
I was
tuning
gonna say
in.
North Carolina. That's where
Carolina.
Dead Souls Gothic. They chimed in and they were like,
Oh,
Hell yeah. I knew it was
North
these.
Carolina.
That was close.
Yeah.
It started with N too. Hey.
That's right.
I've been in here all day cleaning and reorganizing, and I set up the place a little better for moving around and stuff. So kind of kicked my ass today.
I dig it.
Kicked my own ass today, and it's not even done. Like I'm sure when people saw the wide angle, they're like, "Oh fuck, that motherfucker, it's a disaster." But
It's a disaster that looks great on camera, man. That's
Hell
what
yeah.
matters. That's what matters, right?
a whole bunch of junk. But check this out. So Derek was like, hit me up like 25 minutes before. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." Where I gotta find you a VHS, right? Because every Midweek Crisis we do the gift of VHS. And I would ask you how your daytime commute was, but I'm not going to do that anymore because I done got the answer I was looking for last week when we had bullet points. And if you haven't seen that episode, go to the YouTube, go to YouTube, Facebook, and where else did they go? Oh yeah, X. Who uses X? But they're there too, under the at Shipwreck Shep. You could find those. So,
Heck yeah.
What do we?
He might not ask. I will. How was your commute?
Oh yeah.
What, my commute?
Yeah, how was it? My commute was like 3 minutes. I live like right down the road, so
The way it is, anytime I have to drive on the highways anywhere near Indianapolis, it's rough.
yeah. I feel like if you pull out onto 465 or anything like that, it's like a 50-50 shot that it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah, it's been rough for a while. I mean, where I live, the only interstate that's relatively close to me
Right.
is 65 specifically.
Right.
And I'm sorry, that new construction they did, it's like a couple of the exits still don't even show up on Google Maps.
Right.
So I'm just like,
What?
what?
I'll tell you what, like it's got me so messed up that the other day when I left J. Clyde's, it said I was going to be home at, I don't even know it. It was whatever. Doesn't matter what time, but I fucked up and I ended up getting on the wrong fucking interstate, man. I was like, son of a bitch. And then I got it corrected. And I ended up somehow getting on 70 East instead of 465 North. And I'm just driving. I'm just driving, listening to music, whatever. I'm having the time.
Next thing you know, you're headed out of town.
Well, no. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Here's my exit, and I'm going to get off. I'm like, what is going on? They're doing construction on 9.
Yeah.
And then it hit me. I'm like, wait, that's not right. And I looked at my GPS, and it's like next exit 11 miles. I ended up getting off in like the middle of BFE. I ended up getting home it took me an hour and 45 minutes to get home. And I barely had the gas. I have no idea how I got back here. But
See,
yeah,
he said he didn't want to talk about traffic, but he actually
fuck,
did
man.
want to talk
Yeah,
about the
I
traffic.
fucked myself.
My drive
so
was
hard,
great.
dude.
I messaged Shep
I-
like 30 minutes before we went live and was just like, "Hey man,
yeah,
you want to hang out?"
you're like 3 minutes. Yeah,
I saw that Bone Daddy was on it. I was like, I have to go
This
down
is
and
a
talk.
good-
I
yeah,
got to hang out
it's a
with
good-
Jack. I have to. We got to talk about the psychobilly scene.
hell yeah.
I'm super excited to see that you're folding like the goth and psychobilly scene just like together. Like that's like your band is like the center pin and a hinge, and that's really awesome to see that hinge just like
I mean,
working.
I love the punk scene. That's because that's kind of that's where the psychobilly scene usually has kind of rests itself because
Right.
it's especially here in the U.S. It's hard to build a solid cohesive psychobilly scene like they have in Europe or
Right.
South America. Like the scenes over there are much bigger than ours.
Yeah.
Like if I were to go over to Europe right now, I literally would have a tour booked
Yeah.
simply because there's so many bands over there doing it.
Right.
Mm,
But over
right.
here, we're much more spread out.
Yeah.
Feels
That makes
like.
that I totally understand where you're coming from. TCA is kind of in the exact same boat. It's like the people want rock and roll, man. That's what they want. They want simple, easy to digest, good old fashioned
Mm.
rock and roll. You
It's
know?
so much easier to
It's
do
so
this
great.
show when you're here, Derek. Because I can like actually do the comments. So I'm like, yeah, baby.
Nice.
Birch chimed in. Someone get the Crypto Cast and Crown Hill Diggers to reunite. They were ruling the psychobilly scene in the Mel's early days.
Oh, that's before my time.
Yeah, that's early, but that's good stuff. Have you ever heard of the band Speed Crazy?
Mm-mm.
Oh man,
I'm gonna write it down.
I saw a post that you had made, Jack, like a week ago or something like that,
Yeah.
and I was like, I need to tell him about Speed Crazy. You need to check out that band. They just recently put a bunch of their stuff on like all the streaming platforms and stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check them out.
Yeah, that dude's voice was a huge inspiration for like just the phrasing of a bunch of different songs that the Come Alongs are doing, and
All right.
yeah, they kind of got to very much a Bone Daddy kind of vibe to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting with the thought I had about with psychobilly, and you talked about like influences that you have because
Right.
I have influences from all kinds of psychobilly bands and bands that you're psychobilly adjacent.
Right. Yeah.
Like gothabilly or
Yeah,
even
yeah.
just like the
Surf,
Cramps.
yeah.
And that
Yep.
psychedelic rockabilly that they were doing.
Right.
It's a big influence on me because they're from the Midwest, they're from around here,
Right.
and I'm from around here, so I was introduced to them before I even really started doing this. I think it was actually when I used to see a band back in the day called Tiger Sex.
Hell yeah.
Became friends with those cats, and
Right.
they kind of introduced me to the Cramps before I even
Right.
psychobilly was really fully on my radar.
Yeah. My first psychobilly show or rockabilly show or anything like that was the Necromantics in Washington State. And my buddy Kyle, I was listening to the Stray Cats, and there's like some song shuffling and stuff like that. And he's like, "Do you like this music?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "There's a show coming up. I already have 2 tickets for it. We got to go." We went to this show, and my mind was blown. I saw them play, and I was just like, well, that's how I have to learn to play guitar now, because there's nothing cooler than that.
So check this out. I did not tell Jack about this, but I went ahead and prepared a video for the day's show. So for those that haven't checked it out, here is you got that album on you? You can show it real quick. And do keep in mind, guys, that Jack's playing with his band Bone Daddy on the freaking Tuesday at the Melody Inn for the for Nagarth's and Gomez's Goth Lounge at the Melody Inn. And this, you said this is the first one with the live band.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the video from that album for Big Bad Wolf. So check it out.
out tonight for a bloody good time. So turn the jukebox up and let's set the vibe. But don't be scared, cause I don't bite, but I'll bear these fangs if you get out of line. Cause baby, I'm the big bad wolf. I got 2 red eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Cause I'm a full-grown beast looking for a bite. Are you part of the flock? Are you a beast like me? Cause in this life there ain't no in between. Cause baby, I'm the big bad wolf. 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 Are you the big bad wolf? 'Cause I'm the big bad wolf. Are you the big bad wolf? 'Cause I'm the big bad wolf. You'll have a bloody good time when you're the big bad wolf. You'll have a bloody good time when you're the big bad wolf. You're bound to lose your mind when you're the big bad wolf. 'Cause it's a party every night when you're the big bad wolf. 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 Yes, you're the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Big Bad Wolf by Bone Daddy. And now, a reminder that I am still trying to figure out where this fucking beast of Busco is. Does anybody know where the beast of Busco is? Look at that. Would you look at that screen? Let's go ahead and remove that. Boosh. Like, hi guys, we're back. There we go. Fix those cameras up. Derek's doing a thing. Yeah, Derek took off. He'll be back. So yeah, if anybody knows where to find the Beast of Busco, please shoot me an email at shipwreckshep@outlook.com. Again, that's shipwreckshep@outlook.com. Hell yeah. But yeah, there's Derek. So yeah. That was pretty dope. And where did you shoot all of that?
Well, 3 different locations primarily. A lot of the footage was shot at the Melody Inn. And the rest on me and Whisper on vacation in New York City. I shot a lot of footage there. And then the rest of it was shot in my living room.
Nice.
Yeah, didn't even bother cleaning it or anything. Just set up a camera and went at it.
That's rather industrious. I love that. That's
Yeah,
so good.
I think it looks cool as shit, man.
Heck yeah.
I like it.
Well,
What'd you record it on?
I recorded it using Adobe Premiere
Hell yeah.
Rush and my phone.
It's a pretty budget conscious, just like getting after it, grassroots kind of thing.
Yeah, I got into video editing years ago when
Yeah.
I was dating a photographer that did a lot of weddings, and they had a video camera, but they had not really done video editing before, and
Right.
so I just was like, "I'll give it a shot. Let's
Okay.
see if I can figure it out." And
You have an eye for it for sure.
yeah, it's just fun for me.
I feel the same way. I love it. Yeah, I absolutely enjoy it. And I love the fact that the processors in these phones or tabs, whatever,
Right.
are just getting so fucking powerful, And the thing is, like, before we couldn't everybody thinks about the lens and the glass and all this stuff, and it's just like, yeah, well, when you're shooting on something like a phone or a computer or digitally, you have to think about your processor.
Right.
And the only thing that I could really truly say that is better when it comes down to processing right now, Apple's just they're running away with the processing.
Yep.
Although the extras, yeah, whatever. But nowadays, I could edit a 4K or even higher on my freaking phone in minutes, and process, everything. Most of the stuff that I do, I process on my phone, and it usually comes out pretty clean.
Heck
It
yeah.
just depends if
Is that the avenue that you guys would recommend? So I haven't been on social media in quite some time.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's been great.
You're healthier than most of us.
Is that for real? I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right these days. But what I'm getting at is I'd like to come back. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just not that interested in videoing and and taking pictures of that much shit. I do have pictures of every fish that I've caught.
Hell yeah,
which is all right.
Man, I made a bet with Dennis like a few years ago, or was it you? Did I make a bet with? It was you. Yeah. And it was like keeping track of how many fish we caught. How many are you at? Do you think since we made that bet?
Shit, I don't know. Since we made that bet,
yeah, I can tell you exactly. I could count it on less than one hand.
You don't even need a hand.
No, I don't. I have not caught a fucking fish. Not a single fucking fish since that bet.
I don't know. I'm sure I caught like 7 last Friday. I had a crazy ear infection. I had an inner ear infection, middle ear infection, like wiped out everything, ruptured my eardrum. I just recently got back to where I can actually wear headphones and stuff like that. I have a song that's on a deadline. TCA's got a song that's on a deadline. Can't wait for that to happen. Can't wait for everybody to, react to that. But yeah, man, I shoved me some cotton up in that son of a bitch and dealt with it. Went down there and caught some smallmouth in the river.
So basically, it's like 1 billion to 0.
Yeah,
I don't even have one. I'm gonna go.
I caught a 5-pounder at the beginning of this season.
Nice.
It was a nice fish. It was a good fish.
Mm.
Jack, do you ever do any fishing?
If I remember correctly, I haven't been fishing in 12 years.
Dude, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to change that. You're gonna have to come fishing.
I enjoyed it back in the day. I used to fish with my great grandfather. My grandfather, he was never in the picture, but my great grandfather used to take all the grandkids, all the great grandkids, and just take us all down. They had a big pond out on their property, and we go down there. And
that's awesome,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
And sorry, Dad, if you're watching this and I'm misremembering some of this, but yeah, we used to go fishing with him, and then my stepfather, when he was still in the picture, he used to take me fishing quite a bit.
Hell yeah!
And I grew up in Florida,
right?
So I lived,
fishing's a thing in Florida.
Like it was all the time, going out on the boat,
right?
Just walking out on the dock because
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you out there in the river, man. Like we're gonna have to go fishing sometime. We gotta make a plan after this show. We're doing it.
You ever go up to like one of the Great Lakes and fish?
Dude, the Great Lakes scare the piss out of me. That's like an ocean just in the middle of the United States.
Oh man, the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life. People, we were at Lake Erie, and the people next to us caught a carp. This thing, it was taller than me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was huge. Of course, I was like 5, but that's not the fucking point.
Right.
It was still like monstrous.
Yeah,
at least 4 or 5 feet. Right. I don't know. I could be embellishing because I was young. I may have been older than that actually. Now that I think about it,
it was actually the fish.
That was the day that it was the day that the my twin brother was fishing, and when he threw his lure out, he lost his pole and went right into Lake Erie.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, when I was growing up, actually almost all my 20s, if you wanted to find me, I was fishing.
Right.
So yeah, that's.
Which part of Florida did you grow up in?
I grew up in a it was originally a suburb of Fort Myers, but it's a place pretty big in its own right by now, Cape Coral, Florida.
Okay, yeah.
So like south Gulf side,
Right.
and you know, I grew up, you know, living in and out of the ocean.
Right.
That's
Really.
awesome, man.
Yeah. Dude, the Gulf is
I
amazing.
can't believe you fish in the ocean. I've never fished in the ocean. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, the ocean, just like, you know, the Great Lakes, that scares the shit out of me. Like, I'm good. I don't like flying either, so.
Yeah, I feel like there might be a connection between flying and the Great Lakes there. But, you know, most of the UAPs that are reported in the United States come close either to those lakes and or water.
Are
So,
we getting into aliens
no,
already?
we're not going to do it. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
We still
Don't
got a
get me-
ways.
don't
Yeah.
don't.
Speaking of
Tease
UAPs,
me
this
with a good time.
Tuesday at the yeah, well, that's not the correct banner. There it is. At the Melody Inn, it's Dead Souls Underground. That's right. Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. live at the Melody Inn. DJ Gomez and DJ Nagareth spinning. And a live show from Bone Daddy. Hell yeah. Get your booties there. How much is it?
$8.
$8 hada. It's probably underneath a banner here. Let's take it down for just a second. Nope. Hey, I try to make everything banner friendly.
Nice.
So, but yeah, definitely check that out if you're over the age of 21, of course. And let's get that brand off of there real quick. What'd you think about that though? Is that cool?
Oh,
Did you
I
like
dig that. Yeah, that notice that picture you took right there. That was actually taken by my photographer friend who's worked with a few people in the scene. Amber Doll.
Hell yeah! Shout out Amber Doll.
Yep,
Oh, I got
Doll
buttons
on Instagram.
Hold on, gotta hit the right one. Where are you? Is this it? No, is that?
That's the one.
Hell yeah! Oh, it works.
We were actually up till midnight last night doing a graveyard photo shoot, so keep an eye out for that.
That's exciting.
Nice.
Heck yeah. Man.
Did you catch any vampires?
No, but we heard some questionable noises. It might have been werewolves, but
Hell yeah!
we had a good time though.
Dude, I feel like a werewolf under all this hair.
I mean,
Like,
look
oh,
like
yeah.
a
I love
werewolf.
the fact that your clipper's broken. Now you have a new facial. Like,
Yeah,
I-
well.
I love it. It goes perfect with the skull. It looks
Well,
great.
I had been growing these chops out because I've wanted chops since I don't know, probably since I saw my grandfather or
Right.
something when I was a kid.
Right.
I don't know, but clippers broke, so now all this stuff's coming in, and soon I'm gonna look like you.
Hey man. There's
Me too.
I would do everything you
Look at
can
me
to
go.
avoid that.
The beard crew over here.
Oh, we never even got like our guest today is Bone Daddy. That would be so cool.
We were talking about that right before we went live.
Oh, that'd be neat.
I told him, I was like, I'm dumb. I need an applause light.
Yeah, I totally. I just
Put it
faith
right
in
there, right above Shep's head,
Yeah.
right where Derek can see it, so he knows. He knows.
Gotta
Oh,
time to
man.
clap.
I had a joke set up because my twin brother gave me a Tally plush doll for my birthday, and it's supposed to be like the new co-host or whatever. But I'm probably not going to be doing co-host anymore, and if I do, it'll be I'll have to be approved. So, for those that are tuned in, waiting to hear what's going on. So, moving forward, I will be doing all of my content with Nuvo. So, I will
Hell
be
yeah.
moving.
Ah.
Push the button.
Which one?
The one that's really awesome.
I'm so high right now.
Perfect.
Perfect. Nailed it. That one?
That one.
That one? Is
That
that the
one.
one? Okay.
That's a good one.
So yeah, I'll be moving all my content over there. I'll be working with Nuvo with Amanda Gore. So and I'll be doing a lot of video work. So which is exciting. So
Yeah.
keep tuned. There will be more, more to talk about with that moving forward. So yeah, I'm excited. It's I get to do everything that I've already been doing with a larger audience. So yeah, and there's some other things, but again, stay tuned.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's super exciting. What all does that entail, man? Like, you got to give us a breakdown on that. What does
Yeah.
it mean?
So I'm going to be helping out a lot with video.
Nice.
And more than likely, this show is going to be a Nuvo show moving forward.
That's awesome.
And then there's obviously other things going on there too. So I don't want to get too much into it, but I'm really excited and I'm really proud. I love Nuvo. I have a sweet collection of old Nuvo clips. You know, proud of the fact that I'm going to be working with them. So I'm very excited.
You've put in a lot of hard work, man. This is going to be rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exciting.
I'm excited to work with Amanda.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, I'm proud of what you've accomplished with this thing. Really am.
Thank you.
I remember back when it was just you putting out little zines back in the Mel Smoker's Garden.
Yeah.
All those years ago.
Man, yeah, actually one of the Sticks and Stones with Funkbot is right behind you. Yeah.
Oh,
Back in the day. Yeah. We were talking about the fifth quarter earlier. The first show we ever booked under Chopped Liver is actually at the fifth quarter.
Hell
It's
yeah.
the one right behind you as well. Yeah. It's cool stuff. I'm really excited to like move forward and make an impact in this community. I love this place. I love everything about our community, our artists, our promoters, our goddamn town. So I am very excited and very much looking forward to working with Amanda and Nuvo. So, yep.
It's just super exciting. It's super exciting for all the bands, man. We have so many great bands around the Indianapolis area that are just like sitting right on the edge. It's cool to see Nuvo expanding a little bit and, kind of filling out the market. I feel like, COVID killed us. It was really hard, I think Lori posted the other day about, she had said something about, music was canceled. So we made our own. And like, man, that was a real rough time for the scene. And now I feel like everything's coming back full stride. Things are starting to open up. People are starting to release music again. And it's just like, it's just good. It's just good. And it's good to see. It's good to see that we're able to pick right back up where we left off. You know what I mean? I know it doesn't feel that way, but it's making its way.
Oh yeah. I mean first we had the smoking ban.
Yeah.
And then we had the fucking the COVID go down. So hopefully we could steer clear of any more shits that hurts our ability to go out and play shows. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the thing is you would think the smoking ban would not be that big of an effect. Speaking of, it's like going right into that motherfucker.
Oopsie daisy.
But no, it was a huge impact. I'll never forget that period of time because even myself, I did not go out as much. And it took probably about a year for everybody to really start getting back out there. Amanda Gore commented, cheers. I'm looking forward working with you. Thank you, Shannon. Lots of comments on here. What will be different? Not a whole lot, Amber. Not a whole lot. It's, that's the thing is like the whole idea behind Nuvo was to support our community and our artists.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole idea behind Sticks and Stones and Chopped Liver was to support our local artists. And, this is, I'm really excited. So I'll be doing photography. I'll be doing some writing. I'll be doing videography, whatever I can, do. So
That's rad.
Yep.
That's so rad.
And enough about me, because I don't want to talk about me because motherfucking Jack Hollow's up in this bitch. And I do want to embarrass you a little bit, Jack. But first, before I embarrass the fuck out of you, I do want to remind everybody that's watching, Jack's going to be, I did it again, guys. Look at me go. Jack's going to be playing Tuesday night at Dead Souls Underground with DJs Gomez and DJ Nagareth and a live show of Bone Daddy. And let's read this actually for the first time. You'll hear current and classic goth rock, dark wave, post-punk, industrial, cold wave, minimal synth, death rock. What? Ethereal?
Ethereal.
Fuck my life. Shoegaze, neoclassical, and dark 80s and 90s. And of course, Bone Daddy. Yeah.
Shows at 8 and it's $8 to get in.
So I do want to remind everybody, the first time I met Jack was his first night at the Melody Inn. And man, I'm so fucking proud of you. It's just amazing. Like from the day that you moved here, you know, to today, and watching you on stage and your presence and your voice, it's just, I'm so proud of you, man. And I feel honored that I met you before We Are Gentlemen and now Bone Daddy. And I've seen you grow as an artist. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Weird.
Yeah.
This is damn
Yeah.
fairies.
It was the aliens.
Yeah, but it's just really cool, and I'm really proud of you, and it's an honor to have met you and see you grow as an artist. And if you haven't seen Bone Daddy, go out Tuesday night, $8 holler. You guys kill it every fucking time.
It's a spectacle. It's a
Thank you.
spectacle. I love the way that your stage presence just you incorporate whatever lighting is there, and it just makes for a killer show. You know what I mean? You're really putting on a good show. And if it's $8, it's well worth that. You know.
Thank you. That means more than you know.
Absolutely.
So for people that haven't seen you on a podcast, so when did you start playing music?
Now at this point, roughly 18 years ago, when I was just and I love the fact that I'm doing a goth show now because of this, because I was one of those, I was a straight up Hot Topic goth metalhead kid in high school who was just,
Hell yeah.
I was angry at the world, and I was blasting, Korn and Slipknot and all the bands that were popular when I was a teenager.
You listened to Limp Bizkit. We all did. You can't deny it.
I mean, I'd heard some Limp Bizkit. I was into stuff that was a little darker,
Right,
a little
right.
angrier.
If only
yeah.
we could fly. Sorry. If I did, that's the thing is I've been doing that for like 10 years. Hashtag. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hashtag it, but I do that all the time. If anybody posts about Limp Bizkit, it's if only we could fly. You were saying. My bad. Good job.
No, you're good. Yeah, it started out that I just wanted to start a band. Just out of the blue, one day I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, I want to start a band. He's like, let's start a band. And neither of us knew how to play instruments.
Hell yeah.
How old were you?
15.
Nice.
And then as the second my dad realized that I wanted to start a band, he was on board.
That's awesome.
Because he tried to do the same thing when he was a kid, because he thought it was going to be easy because he had 4 brothers, and he was like, oh, I got enough of us here for a band. We're starting a band. Didn't work out, unfortunately, but he kind of got to see that dream happen in ways with me, maybe.
Right.
I hope. And he's been my number one supporter ever
Yeah.
since then.
I don't think I've ever been to one of your shows that he wasn't at. And I've been to a lot of your shows over the years.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he bought me a guitar, and within a year, I was basically ready to go on the road as far as I was concerned.
Hell yeah.
And when I was 17, I played my first show ever at a bar that I should not have been in. But that was actually probably to this day. Like, I've played a lot of crazy shows, but that first bar show was wilder than anything I've ever played since. And the show is for mature audiences, correct?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
This is a very mature story if you're interested in hearing it.
Oh, absolutely.
So this was a little bar down in Florida called Ohana's. It was owned by this guy who had I don't remember where he was from, but someone said that, he was like a hitman, or he was into way too much karate. He had all these weird stories about him, but the owner was a little bit unhinged, and he had bought like this little family restaurant that happened to have a bar in it, and decided, I want to have live bands here. And he still treated it like it was a family restaurant, because there would still be families sitting there. And whenever the shows would happen, it would get completely unhinged.
Right.
And the craziest thing we ever had happen was I was playing a show, and I was a scared little, teenager back then. I was like, oh, I'm just happy to be in a rock band. But I was playing with these guys. I don't even remember what the name of the band was. maybe it'll come to me towards the end, but um there was this cover band that normally played there every single weekend, and we were opening for them. But I remember there was these two ladies dancing in front of us, and they were just really going at it. And I was like I said, 17 at the time, and they were both like, my age now,
Right.
34. And they just suddenly they just get down on the ground while we're playing I think it was Rape Me by Nirvana.
Right.
And just right in front of me, right in front of my lead singer where he can see everything, one just rips the other one's underwear off and just starts going to town.
What?
Whoa!
Right there.
Holy shit!
And that was the day you were like,
And that was
I'm
my
gonna
first-
be a musician.
that was my first show.
That's
Holy
so good.
shit.
That's so good.
And nothing like that has happened since.
Right.
But my lead singer, I thought he was gonna forget that he was even singing because he just could not stop staring. He was like,
Yeah,
right
I
in front
mean,
of
it's like a
microphone.
train wreck. You can't look away. What are you gonna do?
And I'm just this kid who's, and I do remember afterwards my bandmates being like passing Jaeger shots around.
Right.
That was
Hell
that was a crazy night.
Hell yeah.
But it wasn't until another 10 years later that I really started getting into the music scene.
What
Really.
what was your kind of reaction to your first big show? Like the first time, what are there any shows that you've played thus far where you're just like, damn, there's a lot of people here to see me?
The first time I opened for the Coffin Cats.
Yeah. Those are fun shows to do.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest crowd I ever played for was not with any band I've ever been with. It was actually, a band of sorts, but not like a rock band. It was
Right.
I was playing in the pit band for a high school show choir,
Hell yeah.
and we toured around and we played a bunch of schools, and they just kids singing rock and roll songs.
Right.
So they needed a guitarist
Yeah.
to do it. And I remember the one song I'll never forget is they did "Living on a Prayer,"
Oh.
and I completely trashed the solo
Oh.
because they were like, "We want you to do the solo. It's really
You
great."
gotta have to do the solo.
And I was like, I had not done my homework quite enough.
That was gonna be is that the biggest bomb you've ever had?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no one really said anything or really paid that much attention to
Right.
it because the focus was on the kids.
Yeah.
anyway.
It's nice when you have some little shit to distract from
Because they're doing their whole dance number on the stage, and I'm just like,
right.
but it was fun, and it was a paid gig, so I wasn't complaining.
That's awesome. Yeah. I feel like everybody has a good bomb in them, you know what I mean? And it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I had a
Mm.
strap come off one time while I was playing. I had my strap come off while I was playing with MG, and I went to go do the end of the set guitar behind the head solo thing.
Ooh.
And I went to go put the guitar back down, and it was Trooper, my Les Paul. I went to go put it down, and there was no strap, and it just right to the ground.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Was it okay after?
I mean, that guitar hasn't been okay since the day I got it, dude.
Oh, okay,
I think I'm gonna do it's getting a bunch of service done to it right now, so I think I'm probably gonna do a little video montage of all the upgrades it's getting. It's coming back, bro.
Man, who works on your guitar?
I do. I work on
Oh.
all my own guitars.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you later
All right. Sounds good.
because
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm slow and I'm methodical. It will be done right, and it will be done to spec. That's
No,
just kind of
just-
my thing. Shep is looking at a Gretsch right now, and
Mhm.
it needed a nut and a bunch of work and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I think you should be able, you should do your own. Do you do your own basic setups and stuff?
I mean, I do for the most part. I don't really know what I'm doing much of anything.
Right.
I can do I do most of my own like basic electrical work,
Yeah.
at least because I have experience with doing electrical work, so that part was kind of easy to get into.
Nice.
But as far as really setting it up properly,
Right.
I know how to at least keep it in tune
Yeah.
and all
That's
that,
always
but-
that's my number one thing. I choose that in a setup over playability. is how well does the guitar stay in
Mm.
tune? You know what I mean? Because like if it can stay in tune, almost anything else can be kind of worked out of it. If it can't stay in tune, there's a reason that it can't stay in tune. You know?
I mean, with Bone Daddy, a big part of the sound for me is that my strings always had to be as fresh as possible because I
Right.
like that real
Clarity, yeah.
hard twangy
Yeah.
bite.
Yeah,
every
I
time
mean,
hit that
you're
string.
yeah, you have a very like like a psychobilly sound is kind of like a fingerprint for a guitarist. I completely understand where you're coming from. I did the same thing when I was playing with MG. It's not clean, it's not dirty, it's clear, it's loud, it's got some saturation to it. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's kind of my main Les Paul is like built for speed. I've kind of hacked it together. You know, a lot of people build like super strats. I loved my Les Paul, so it's kind of like I just built a super Paul. That's the thing. It's one of the best playing guitars I've ever owned in my entire life. You played my pink Strat. What'd you think about that?
I dug it. I mean, my first guitar I ever had was a black Stratocaster, well, Squire Stratocaster specifically.
Yeah.
It was one of those little, little starter packs parents usually buy for their
Right.
kids, and
Yeah.
I played that guitar for years. I still have it, planning putting it up on my wall at some point because
Heck
it's
yeah.
just in pieces at this
Dude,
point.
you better fix that thing up, get it playing.
Yeah,
Some of those cheap Strats are some of my favorites, man.
well, it just needs the electronics,
yeah,
redone.
Right.
Honestly,
yeah.
because
To
it
completely deck out a set of electronics these days is kind of expensive.
Look
you
at
know?
what fucking Kane did to that Mustang I got for him.
I love it. I think it's awesome. I think you should just put a JB in the bridge and just make it a punk machine. Just stick your mom in it, and when he's 16 years old, just be like,
Well,
I
he's
bestow upon you the
he's
power
like
of
I
rock
told
and
him.
roll.
I told him over I think last summer I was like, I'm gonna fix it for you, okay?
Which
And
means I'm gonna fix it for him.
yeah, at this point, I mean, that's how it's been going. You know, I just don't have time to like fucking do that. You know, like half the time, it's just life. You know, you keep busy, and I just try to keep busy and stuff. So I just haven't had time. But man, he fucked that motherfucker up. Look at that thing. It is all. It's missing stuff.
It's missing a neck pickup. For those of you that can't see what we're looking at, it's a.
I guess we could hold on here. Oh, see, this is why it's nice to have an extra camera. You go ahead and talk.
Yeah. It's a blue Squire. What do we decide? Duosonic?
No, that's a Mustang.
Is it a Mustang?
Yeah, it's a full
Mustang Affinity. Yeah.
I thought I was getting the 3/4 neck.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a shorter scale than your standard Fenders, but yeah, man, I'd turn that into a punk machine. Just one pickup,
Heck yeah.
volume knob.
Be
Like beat the shit out of this guy.
I think this is the right. Let's see, the camera, back camera. What the hell is that? There's so many There's so many. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's kind of cool. These iPhones are nuts, man. They're like made for this shit. So yeah, here we go.
Oh, look at that.
I will tell you both this.
Oh, we're echoing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't think about that. Did I?
It's a cool effect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's basically like what I like done to my voice on stage.
Right.
Fuck that thing
Yeah.
up.
So I will tell both of you this. I don't have a problem looking at anybody's guitar or anything like that. I really don't have a problem doing any work or anything on them.
You can see it right now.
I currently do not have any time to work on anything. Is that your nose? Was that your nose hairs?
Yeah,
that's up in there, bro.
Mm.
I don't have any time to work on anybody's guitars at this
I
current
love it.
time. I have 3 guitars of my own that I have to get worked up because TCA is playing again, baby.
Woo!
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, we're coming back.
You guys had a killer set, by the way, out
Thank
in
you.
Newcastle
Thank
at the Riot Room. That was
It
cool.
was a little loose. We're typically used to running a little tighter than that, but it was a good
Let's not
set.
get
We
into
had
it.
a lot of fun.
Let's
We
not
played
do
with Ninth Circle. Love playing with Ninth Circle. They are amazing. You know, friendly as all get out.
Hell yeah.
And you get to throw fucking bricks at people.
Love the
Like that's like
cadavers.
that's fun as shit. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got too late. I had to get out of there. I had to get Kane home.
Yeah. Sorry,
I didn't even get to finish your set.
It's all
Yeah.
right, man. It
Like,
happens.
I was like dead set on it, you know, like getting there, and it just ran a little long.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. But hopefully they got another one coming up pretty soon. I love going out there, so and
I'm
it's nice
hoping
and
so.
close to my house.
Yeah.
So
Well, actually, I got a show at the Right Room in October.
woo!
That's exciting. Lurking Corpses, Bone Daddy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
That is a show right there, people. Go
Yeah.
see that show.
Yeah, it's
We
gonna
got
be
a date?
Halloween.
I mean, it's so far out.
Yeah, I'm not too worried
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
It'll be October. We'll talk about it.
You
then.
should
Hell yeah.
totally throw a damn costume competition, bro.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, you should do it. I dress up. I got a full Marge Simpson get up ready to go.
He's gonna show up without makeup on. You know that, right?
Are you
Bad.
saying I wear makeup?
Oh man, I'll be here all night.
Oh man, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exciting. I love playing the Right Room.
I love Halloween costumes. Guess what? I'm gonna go as this year.
What's that?
The same thing I've gone on as every year. Fucking Silent Bomb. I'm so unoriginal. What are you thick? And I got a beard. You know what I mean?
It works, man.
Got no hair. Can't be Jason Statham or whatever his name is. Show up as Jason Statham.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
gonna happen.
playing a lot of shows in October, so be a lot of costume parties, a lot of fun
That's
stuff
awesome.
happening there.
I'll show up to all of them in Silent
Super
Bob and not
exciting.
say a fucking word the whole time.
Please do. I would love that.
I'm stoked for that kind of, I guess time frame that you've laid out there. Is just like we're gonna have a lot of, Bone Daddy shows right on top of each other. Go out, see you a couple times. That's exciting. And then you're gonna be dropping an album right around the exact same time. Like,
Mhm.
yes, sign me up for that.
I'm trying to get Jack to let me make his next music video.
Yeah, we got. Oh yeah, I've got a few people who are interested in doing a couple different videos, and you just let me. You just got to send me your ideas and let me know what you want to do.
Well, you
Figure
send me the
something
song and let me listen to it, and I'll get to it.
Maybe I'll send you a little rough preview of the album.
That's cool. Yeah, I definitely would love to hear hear it before I start, spitting ideas.
Oh, absolutely.
Want to So I don't know. I got a pretty wild imagination. I can think of some pretty interesting things. So I didn't go too wild today though. What was it? About an hour? It was like an hour. It was like, all right, let's go. And I made this, but I don't know. I love doing graphic design and I love making videos. So and I work well with others. So if there's other people, we can collab and make you the most dopest motherfucking music video ever.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Speaking of music videos, we checked out the one from earlier and you're recording a new album. Are you recording it or you're just kind of getting the pre-trials going here?
For the album?
Yeah.
I mean, everything that happens with Bone Daddy's all done in house. It's all
DIY, baby.
all
Till we
DIY.
die.
It's all, we don't work with any, big name, labels, anything like that. We do it all ourselves. And honestly, I've worked with, big names before, and I like what I do better, to be completely honest. Like, I don't think anyone else can do my sound except for me,
Good.
is what it comes down to. Because
I fucking hate it. I hate, especially like mixing fine, but the mastering and stuff, and like when you get to the end, it's just like I don't want nothing to do with it.
yeah, that's one of the more difficult parts.
Mm. Getting that.
And I still haven't got it completely figured out, but
Mastering.
I just feel like I don't know. For me, it's like I want it to be as perfect as possible, and it's like
you gotta accept some shit, bro. You got to. You have to be
That's
completely
why-
content.
Yeah, I'd rather just pay somebody to do it.
I usually do like 5 takes of anything that I'm recording.
yeah, well, I got a studio if you ever want to help with that.
I'm down. I got a little
Wow.
setup at my house.
Yeah,
It's not too bad. I got 16 channels through a mixer,
very nice.
instant feedback, or instant playback. It's exciting. I love
What do you
DIY
guys
aspect.
use for like the mixing? Like what programming do you guys use?
I use Reaper.
Reaper.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've used Reaper forever, so I have stuck with Reaper
And
forever.
man, so and I feel like your recording sounds really good, which I didn't even let you get out. Which operating mixing system do you use?
I use one that's software that I found online years ago when it was a real small company, and it was pretty basic stuff, but they've upgraded over the years, and in my opinion, it's just as good as any of the the big names. It's a company called the product's called Mixcraft, and they currently have like their 10th iteration of it out, and it's really cool because it combines both video editing and music software together. So
Oh, I left that comment up that whole time. Shit.
I'm wondering what he's talking about there. I'm curious.
I did. I
It's
totally missed it. That's why I need somebody to actually like
like, what is
do
it?
the
what are
thing
they
and let
gonna do
me
at the
just
next
do my
one?
thing, or vice versa. I don't have to be on camera.
For me, when it comes to a
yeah, dude.
DAW, like a digital audio workstation, I don't think it really matters much anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
really?
all of them are really good. It boils down to like your workflow. So like my setup is very analog. I have an analog mixer when you're listening to your click track and or whatever. Everything's analog. The only thing that my interface is used for is exactly that, just interfacing between the channels that are going, into the laptop and the channels that are not. I like the freedom of analog because I can get a pretty good mix coming in, which makes for a lot less work once I'm in the box. You know what I mean? So it's like if I make a certain cut on my vocals on a certain microphone set up a certain way, I'll just put that on the board, because it's like I'm not recording a bunch of bands. I'm recording myself mostly.
Yeah.
And really, if I'm recording, like if you were to come over and cut a vocal track, it wouldn't take much adjusting for it to come out, sounding right again.
Look at this comment. Oh my god, I love you, Jeanette, so much.
Oh, I get it.
You want to reiterate that real quick for Jeanette? Shout out, Jeanette. I'm glad you're out of the hospital. I love you. I'm glad you're getting better. Fuck yeah. But what you want to reiterate there? You want to, Jeanette? You might have to rewatch this, and you can. It will be on YouTube, and X gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Oh yeah. Eventually, these will be on Instagram too. So that's another thing I'm going to be working on, moving forward. But I was going to ask. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention so Derek was kind enough. He showed me your you're working on your album, and he gave me a little taste.
May have shown him too much.
Man,
I may have to kill him.
Good. I'm so excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. You can find a couple of the tracks. It's still in a little bit of its raw form, but I think we have like 4 tracks up on our website.
It just sounds so good.
Thanks, man.
And you have the ears.
Yeah, not right now, dude. I got.
Oh yeah. But oh man, there's nothing tastier than a good mixed sound.
Yeah.
That's why I love the Melodian and Hubert Clever.
Right.
Because that dude,
Yeah.
I don't know if you could beat him.
I don't know,
bad
man.
motherfucker.
I feel like there's a magic to the Mel that just sounds.
Oh, it
just works. There's a volume. If you can hit this volume threshold, it's good. You can hear yourself everywhere. It's awesome. If you play a little louder than that, it's too much. If you play quieter than that, you have a problem hearing yourself. Like there's this fine line right in the middle.
I learned the ropes at the Mel, and I will say this, because of how vast their the styles of music that come through, I learned so much, and I only did it for like a year. I was helping with the door and running sound,
right?
And fuck running sound for ska bands, man.
11 microphones.
Fuck that shit. Holy fuck my life.
Do you guys use 3 microphones? Do you do 3 vocals?
For us, no. It's just me.
Right.
Vocals. I mean, there's backups like vocals, and there's a little bit more on the albums with that than necessarily what I do live.
Yeah.
Sometimes Travis will do some of the extra vocals live, but generally on the albums, I try not to overproduce though. I try not to get so crazy that it's going to be like two different songs
Right.
when you hear it, because I've used to fall down that slope real
Right.
bad back in the day with Weird Gentleman. I would just compose for hours,
Yeah,
and by the time I was
nitpick
done,
it
I
to
had a
death.
freaking orchestra,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was just.
I feel
Bone
like
Daddy, I like to keep it as simple as I can.
how do you do your tracks? So like actually we're gonna be coming up on a pee break in a minute.
Yeah,
I feel like
dude.
after I take
Yeah.
that pee break, we should get into the nitty gritty on some gear, how we're going about doing the things. I feel like we should exchange some ideas here, because like that's I feel like that's a thing. Like drum, to me, what makes the best mix is drums. If the drums are
Hell yeah.
clear and punchy and the bass and the kick aren't interfering with each other, like you can put the shittiest guitar on top of it and it's going to sound great.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Guitar
It'll
is
sound
honestly the last thing I'm considering
Yeah.
when it comes to my mixing.
right.
Versus back in the day, I was all about the guitar has to sound great. But
Yeah, yeah,
These
yeah.
days, I realize like
Well,
guitar's just there to fill the extra empty space
Right,
in
right.
between the elements that truly matter.
Yeah.
Like the kick, the snare.
I feel like I kind of came from the same school of thought, whereas like I spent so long trying to make my guitar tone what it was in my head
Mhm.
that now when you just throw a microphone in front of it, it sounds good, you know, because at the end of the day, like that's what a microphone's doing, is it's just an ear that's right against the speaker if you're close miking. And I feel like, you know, much like you were saying, spending a bunch of time.
What distance? Can I ask you a question? What distance do you put your mic from the speaker? Like
Are
the
you
cone?
familiar with the term blow in place?
No, but I feel like it's about to get real naughty.
Nah, man, I'm about to teach you guys something. So blow in place is essentially like a technique that is used by the military for things you can't touch. You blow it up in place, right? And the rule for that is obviously if you can't fucking move it, you can't touch it. So you put it close to but not touching, blow it in place, right? So
what the fuck?
That is the same methodology that I use when I set up a microphone. If I'm using an
Just get that up there.
SM57 on a 4x12, I will go close to but not touching. I'm not really angling a lot or anything like that. I like not having a grill cloth in the way. I feel like that really helps. But you know, I mean, my cabinet has a grill cloth on it, and I feel like I've got some good guitar tones out of it. But I mean, what do I know? I'm just some jackass.
Dude, whatever, man. I love one of my favorite things about artists is when they're really, really good and they still have humility and they're humble, you know? And that is motherfucking Frenchie.
It weirds
If
me out.
It
Weirds me out, man.
It's hilarious too. 'cause
Whether
I
it's
thought
sound or just playing, man, you're like, dude, I said the gift of VHS and I never even motherfucking did the thing.
You never drew VHS.
Yeah, it's because I was like, okay, all right, let's do this because I'm getting low here. What's your favorite genre, Jack?
my favorite genre
of film.
of film. I feel like the only appropriate answer is horror. Can you get more specific?
What's your second favorite genre?
My second favorite genre is sci-fi,
All right, we could do that.
which is
Peter Graves says that they're totally lost. And I'll be honest, me too, man. That's kind of the
What?
nature of what we're doing.
mhm.
What happened?
But I was just catching up on the
Oh
on the
yeah, look at
chat.
all these comments.
Yeah.
Hi Lori, I love you. So cute that I joined right when you're singing Hubert Glover's praises. Fuck yeah, he's the bomb.
we were singing her praises earlier in the
Yeah, yeah.
podcast.
Hubert's like, why are my ears burning? It's like because they're so goddamn awesome.
Yeah.
They're on fire because
Yeah.
you're a killer sound, dude.
Yeah.
I will never forget the first time I ever played at the Mel and Hubert was doing the sound. And I turned my amp on and he just looks at me and he's like, this isn't Deer Creek, dude. You can turn it down a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so sci-fi.
He's not afraid to tell you to turn it down. But
Oh,
the thing that I like
All right.
about Hubert is
If I
he
give
tells
this to
turn
you,
it down
Jack,
when
if
it
I give
needs
this to
be turned down.
you, I'm sorry.
You're good.
If I
You're
give you
good.
this VHS, you have to promise me you're never going to open it because it's sealed,
Okay.
and then B,
That's easy. 'cause
that
I
you'll
don't have a
never
VHS
like
player.
lose it. Okay, because this is like I'm running out of VHS, so I'm gonna give you a humdinger, and this is
Mm.
the movie Contact.
Oh.
snap!
Yeah, they're about to come out with another one. Yeah, sealed, ready to rock. So, and I'll take the Goodwill sticker off of it, so you don't know that I paid 99 cents for it. Not the fucking point. It's unopened, and maybe one day you can cash it in, and retire early at the age of fucking whatever, because musicians never retire. Ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put it up above your head. All right.
All right.
Oh, short.
Oh, I got it.
You
though.
still got it.
Made it happen.
I threw it with my left, so I get all the all right.
That was a miracle
Fine.
'cause I
Good
was
catch.
terrible at-
Yeah, that was great, man.
I was terrible at sports in school, so that was impressive to me.
I tried playing baseball once, and I got in big trouble. They're like, dude, if you're gonna play baseball, play outside of the school, not in school.
That was a terrible joke.
And for you, Derek, I have the best movie I could ever give you. This is fucking sealed too. Fuck my life. Don't believe the lies. I didn't pay $3 for this. I paid $1. Actually, no, I got this motherfucker at the outlet, at Goodwill outlet. So I probably
Nice.
paid 3 cents for this. But that's not the point. It's called Memories. And I want you to keep this and seal it. This is the movie Quiz Show. Never open.
Never open.
Still sealed.
Not one time.
And the reason why I want you to have this is because if you ever go up against motherfucking Frenchie in a quiz game, you will fucking lose.
That's not true.
You are like one of the
That's-
smartest people I've ever met in
That's
my
not
life.
true. I'm totally gonna fuck this up.
I got that one. See,
Thank
I
you.
threw it on my right. I got it above the head.
Quiz show.
Bing.
Dig it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I do it.
Had to do it.
Especially on a jinx. Yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah.
But
My family takes jinxes very seriously.
I gave my twin brother the most epic VHS for his birthday, and that was the original, like, I don't know what they call it, pressing of Mr. Bean, the first VHS that they put out,
That's cool.
sealed. And I looked online, and it was like $10 for the original. I was like, damn, boy, this is gonna be worth some money one day. Happy birthday, Jack.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the only VHS like that I have. Well, not the only one, but I have like a collection that's hidden away, and that is one of the very few VHSs that I was like, I cannot like lose this one because it's like so cool.
Right.
Because we used to go to the library, the public library, low key, like nobody. I don't know if anybody knows this, but we grew up in a very Christian home, so we weren't allowed to just watch anything. And what we would watch on TV was a lot of PBS. And if you know anything about the 90s and PBS, we're talking about Mr. Bean. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we used to go to the library and like rent the ones that we've never seen before and stuff like that. So it is sentimental. But yeah, then that's kind of the idea about the VHS is, you take it home, you put it in a container, maybe you put it up somewhere, wherever. And one day you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember that one time.
We were sitting in Chef's garage
Yeah.
talking about rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I do it. And I'm getting low, so I'll probably switch over to my records pretty soon.
Oh,
And then
no.
once I run out of records, I'll start doing DVDs because that'll take me
do
a
old
couple
Nuvos.
decades. I got a lot of DVDs. But I always want to pick something special for everybody. But
Yeah.
it's getting to the point now. It's like, what the fuck? Am I gonna
Slim Pickens, bro.
check this out? Is this unopened? No. Okay. Look at this. Country Video Monthly. Hell yeah.
Blaming all of
We
my
got
roots.
Rodney
I showed up
Foster,
in boots.
Shelley Wright, Tracy Bird, Larry White,
You need to start a
David
country
Ball,
band.
Wesley Dennis.
Dude, we need to start a country band.
Oh, there we go. Billy Ray Cyrus.
Hell yeah.
Deja Blue.
Don't break my heart. My achy
From
breaky
the,
heart.
from the album Storm in the Heartland, which is Indiana, by the way. 'Cause we are the heartland of America. Or is that us? No, we're the Crossroads. Heartland's Ohio. Oh, my bad. I always forget we're not in Ohio anymore. We're in Western Ohio. There's a rare run. I'm waiting for Jim Irsay to come on so I can give him a copy of the 1996 yearbook of Sports Illustrated Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Yeah. Got that.
That would be the greatest interview ever. Jimmer saying you.
I've tried. I've tried. I'm like, dude, come on, man. We won't talk about your team.
Right.
We'll just talk about your guitar collection and
Yeah.
your freaking band.
Yeah.
We
And
won't
then your
talk about
team.
cocaine. We won't talk about fucking partying. Whatever. I'm joking. Joking, Jim. Love you. Especially with what you're doing lately. We won't get into football,
No.
but I'm really excited about this year.
Yeah, I'll have to leave because I just
Yeah.
Whenever the critics put them, the Colts, like in the bottom, like quarter of the league, I'm always like, oh, it's gonna be a good year. And every time they're like, oh, they're gonna kill him, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
All right. I'll stop. It's just one. It's hard not to talk about. I love sport.
He's
I love
the
sports ball.
He may have been born in Ohio or raised in Ohio, but he's an Indiana boy through and through.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah. Where am I at? So I've lived here for whatever. I moved in 99. So it's been 25 years.
wow,
25 years, April.
that's crazy. That's when I moved away
No shit.
from Indiana.
That's nuts.
Weirdly,
And you went to
enough.
hell. And then you came back with a fiery guitar.
Yeah, he went to the crossroads. That's what it was.
Oh, you went
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't in Florida.
Man,
Old Robert Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went down there, traveled. He learned himself the blues.
just like most people my age, I actually, that's not fair. I didn't know who Robert Johnson was before, but the first time I ever really listened to him was like the D.
Yeah.
Tenacious D got me
Wow.
all up into that.
All right.
I
At the
do-
end of the day, I always say, I'm not to interrupt you.
Oh, you're
sorry.
good. You're good.
At the end of the day, I always say, whatever music genre I'm playing, it doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, I'm a blues player.
Yeah.
That's really what it all is.
I feel
all of it's the
you.
blues.
Yeah. I feel that's why I'm so like I could just make that statement of like the people want rock and roll. It's because it's like it's the blues, man. Like the
Mhm.
people want rock and roll. That's what they want.
It's the soul of American music right there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good stuff. I like
So
we,
it's not Spice Girls.
we did
What about Third Eye Blind?
get
No?
out of here.
All right, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, it all comes from the same place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All
Absolutely.
started a long time ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So just a little segue and reminder to everybody, Jack's band, Bone Daddy, is going to be playing this coming Tuesday at the Melody Inn. I did it again. I'm going to do it every time. At the Dead Souls Underground. That's Tuesday, the July 2nd from 8 to 1, live at the Melody Inn. You guys know where they're at. Right there over there, 30th in Illinois, by your favorite McDonald's. 21 and up, $8 cover. And there's going to be live music from Bone Daddy, and then DJ Gomez and DJ Nagareth will be rocking out to. Look at all those. Look at that. Goth rock, dark wave, post punk, industrial, cold wave, minimal synth, death rock, fucking Jack's favorite word, shoegaze, neoclassical, dark 80s and 90s.
I'll be honest, I still don't know what shoegaze is to this day.
I bet it's shiny.
It's music you listen to while gazing at your shoes.
Like in South Park, the goth kids, where
Yeah.
they're just like,
It's music that you listen to while gazing at your shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
It's usually pretty spacey.
oh yeah.
I love some shoegaze. Some good shoegaze.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some dark wave. I've been
Yeah.
getting into that more recently, and I'm almost at a point where I'm like, oh, maybe I need to change genres again. I don't know, but I've-
Dude, you need to stick with where you're at. Like,
No,
I
I-
love it.
I
love
Yeah,
it.
love
you-
psychobilly way too much.
But never hold yourself,
Yeah.
to, you always want to expand.
That's definitely one of the hard parts about playing in the scene is like if you want to play outside of it, it's a little difficult. You know what I mean? It's hard to get booked alongside like a country act. It can be done, absolutely. And those are some of my favorite shows when I was, playing
Mixed nuts.
yeah, rockabilly, psychobilly stuff was like we do like metal festivals and like man, some of those guys would act like they'd never seen a band before. They'd be like, "What are you guys?" Because it's 3 people playing music, a front man, and yeah, I love that stuff.
Man,
I'm still shocked when I show up with that upright bass.
Yeah, yeah,
I love it. I
Yeah.
love that sound.
yeah, absolutely.
I love that sound. It's so cool. I've never even played on one.
We're gonna have
sometime.
to.
You got to try it out. It's more fun than you would ever think it would be.
My buddy Justin growing up had a cello. And I'd be like, no, not Justin. One of them. It doesn't matter.
I feel like it's more drums than it is bass. It's like drums and
Yeah.
bass at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like on a most proper psychobilly, albums, that click,
Yeah.
that sound you get when you're tapping that fretboard. I mean, that's half the sound of what a lot of people. I had a drummer once who was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
He was like, "What is that sound?"
Yeah.
He's like messing around his drum set. And he's like, they're just tapping on the wood or something. And then I was like,
Nope.
yeah, that's the bass,
Yeah.
man.
It's the strings slapping and then them slapping the string to the fingerboard and then repeating. So every time you hear that tack tack, that's 2 hits every time. And those dudes play that shit fast. This
Yeah.
guy. Oh man. It's good. It's good. It's a ripper. I love it.
What style of band would you consider? What's the band from Louisville? I can't. It was like right there. I was about Vice Tricks. Jesus,
Oh yeah.
is that just straight rockabilly or?
I would say that they are kind of an amalgamation of rock and roll. It's they very much have a
Mhm.
punk lean, but they're firmly rooted in the rockabilly and psychobilly kind of thing, neo
Oh, yeah.
rockabilly and psychobilly kind of thing. So like they're kind of a conglomerate. I would say that's
Mhm.
what I would classify them. What do you think?
And I keep sending him emails. They haven't responded yet. I'm like, man, I want to play a show. with you
Dude,
guys."
Jeremy's so busy though.
Yeah,
man, because he's
sure.
doing punk rock night Louisville down there,
right.
Oh, yeah.
and between all of his bands and that, I get it.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
lot.
I'm looking forward to playing punk rock night eventually.
Yeah, I think we're going. Tice going down there August.
Are you going to be
Playing with God Awfuls.
Are you going to be booking
I
that
love the stage.
show in the future, like looking out past the fall?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, we got a lot of shows around. We got about 10 shows for the rest of the year up until November. Most of them in October.
We should look at going down to and doing Punk Rock Night Louisville together.
Oh, that'd be fun. Oh yeah.
The Come Alongs and Bone Daddy. That sounds like it'd be a cool show. I don't know.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
we got to figure out what these people think. I feel like that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I think so.
Got to have a third though. Actually, no, you want to take two. Two's good too.
Gotta have opening band down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to pull a local in.
Yeah.
That'd
Exactly.
be fun.
Yeah, that would be a good time. Yeah, I've got right now I've got 4 shows in Indianapolis for the rest of the year. Try to give it a good spread there, and then 6 shows out of town. Closest one I think I got is McCordsville, which I played at just recently. I played there. It's a real cool place called Scarlet Lane Brewing Company. It's like a horror themed brewery. So,
Okay.
I've heard of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And for those of you who grew up here in Indianapolis,
I know I've heard of
they get a lot of appearances from Sammy Terry over there. Those who grew up around here, I didn't know who he was coming from Florida, but unfortunately he got sick before he could come to our show we had there because it was like a summer Halloween thing.
Nice.
Summerween is what they were calling it.
Oh yeah.
But Sammy Terry couldn't make an appearance. But they said he's going to be there in October, so that should be a fun one as well.
That's what they called me in high school. Summerween.
So,
Well, let's go ahead and take a quick segue, take a break, take a pause. Here's a little commercial for the button guy.
The Button Guy.
What up, Billy? Love you.
You know, my favorite type of weed was cocaine. cocaine, 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 cocaine.
Son of a biscuit-eating bulldog with the French toast. I want to find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen. Are you calling a cootie queen, you lit? You kumquat! You're still overreacting with when I put your convertible into a wood chipper, stinking extinct face. You Hoboken.
Oh yeah, Daddy.
Cocaine, 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 cocaine.
That's probably the last time you'll see that one. We'll see. I don't know how New is gonna feel about me joking around about drugs and stuff. So, which, by the way, like, look at me, man. Look at my shirt. I don't do cocaine. No blood stains on this shirt. Come on. I just love joking about stuff. So, but yeah, it's probably the last time you'll see that one. We'll see. I don't know how free Lance it is. So. But for sure, it's still going to be, the show will always be mature audience only. So after that quick little break, for those that are just joining us, I see some have. Tuesday, Jack Hollow, his band, Bone Daddy, is playing at the Melody Inn, $8 holla for Dead Souls Underground, also featuring DJ Gomez and DJ Nagrith. It's going to be a hoot, a holla, and it's going to be goth as fuck. So, hell yeah. What are you doing? That's cool. So, Jack's you guys are working on a new album. Have you guys figured out what kind of artwork? Or do you have the artwork?
Well, I have a concept
Mhm.
in mind that we're working on.
You don't have to give away anything you don't want to. of course.
But
yeah,
I will say I've announced the album name for the first time on last show I was on with you, which was the
weekend wrap up.
Weekend wrap up, yeah. And so for those who haven't heard yet, the album is called Into the Void, and which is also name of surf rock, our token surf rock song we do in the middle of our set.
Hell yeah.
Because, psychobilly band, you got to have your one surf rock song at least.
Amen. So, we don't usually break off into, remember back in the day, we used to have subjects lined up. I try not to do that so much. And I try to give people an opportunity to know you a little better.
Okay.
So, we know now that you started playing guitar when you were 15. Play one of those Squire Strats.
Yep.
And, we kind of heard your break into, your first band and whatnot. And sometimes you get a real good feel for people based off of a very strong question. And I love this question. What is the best advice you've ever been given? What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of different advice that I've been given in regards to my music and just life in general. But there's one phrase that always sticks out in my head, and I mentioned it to these guys earlier. When it comes to anything you do, this guy right here told me after the very first time we ever played a show together, he said, I love your playing, but I think you're overthinking it a little bit. And then he said the words that have stuck with me my whole life. He's like, just keep it simple, stupid. And I've kind of lived by those words forever because
hell yeah, man.
I've always had
Thank
this
you.
tendency to overcomplicate the process with anything I'm doing. But at the end of the day, it's rock and roll. And if I'm not having fun, then what's the point?
Right. It's sex, drugs, then rock and roll in that order.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm on stage, I'm just doing what I want to do and having the time of my life.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just hoping that energy radiates out to the people around me.
Hell yeah. And it does. Absolutely. You got that, like we were talking earlier about your stage presence. I feel like that's kind of the nature of it. Somebody earlier had dropped a comment and said that, your they could hear the kind of like blues inspiration.
Oh yeah, yeah.
you
That
had.
was Sabbatha. Sabbatha dropped that in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I didn't see who it was. But yeah, I mean, just like that, you rolled it, you've really rolled the music back a little bit and just let each instrument speak for itself. And dude, oh man, you hit full stride and it's just like great.
Thank you. I appreciate that because, I spent most of my life being insecure about, my art, like, any artist is.
Right.
And, at some point, it wasn't that I reached a point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm confident. This is it. It was more just kind of a fuck it moment where I'm like, it's now or never. I'm just
Right.
putting everything out there and love it or hate it. We'll see. We'll see what people think.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm having a good time doing it.
That's a great segue into like I guess some of the more nitty gritty side of it and stuff is like how do you write? Like what's your writing process look like?
Mhm.
It's changed a lot from 10 years ago when I was doing this because I started out as just a guitarist.
Right.
I wasn't a singer when I first started. Initially, I wanted to be a singer, but I fell in love with the guitar initially.
Yeah,
and just-
naturally, because it's fucking awesome.
and it just became obsessed. When I was 15, and with that, I lost my train of thought actually, but
Oh, we were just talking about like the nitty gritty, getting
Yeah.
down into the details of like your writing process
oh yeah,
and how it
so
changed.
back in the day, it always started off with I had to have just a real badass guitar riff, and that's what it was all about. I need that riff.
Right.
And we're all guitarists here, so
Yeah.
we know how that
Yeah,
feels.
yeah.
Like when you just hit something, you're just like, oh,
That's
just
the one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But now my songs all start from the melody.
Right.
For words, before any other piece of music, it's the melody. It's like,
Mhm.
does the melody
Oh, okay. So
communicate what I'm feeling?
I got to dig a little deeper. So are you writing that melody on the guitar? Like, is that kind of the roots of the beginning of your songs? Are you, I guess, cause like the way that I write with the guitar
Mhm.
is it's like my voice, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, I think I know what you're talking about as far as finding the melody and you're like, all right, that's the thing that we're going to base this around and stuff. Is that kind of your process is like singing with the guitar?
That was kind of like the in between phase of my writing process evolving was the singing, the guitar, but then it got to a point, and this happened because of a very specific reason.
Right.
But basically now, and I'll explain the reason after, but with me, the melody, I hear the melody in my head,
Right.
and that's every single song that's currently going on the album was all written this way, except for the surf rock song because there's no words.
Right.
But it started out as a melody I heard in my head, and then I'd pull out my phone, I'd sing it, and then I would go home. And the thing is, like when I write the melody, immediately the guitar writes itself inside my head. And when
Right.
I get home, I figure out what the guitar part is that I just wrote in my
That's
head.
awesome. Hell yeah.
And that's how each of these songs
Finding that
was born from.
that midpoint between
Mhm.
what's in your head and what's existing outside of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you ever end up with any writer's block or anything? Does anything shut you down?
I did for a while, and a lot of that came from just going through a really bad time in my having
Right.
a bad period of my life, and writer's block came about that, and that's kind of where this whole new writing process evolved from, because there was a time when I kind of dipped out of the music scene for about 3 years,
Right.
like just literally just dropped off the map.
Yeah.
Because I got into this new relationship, and they weren't really supportive
Right.
of what I was doing, in the music scene.
Yeah.
And decided decided for me that I wasn't going to be part of that world anymore.
Right.
So I didn't touch a guitar for those 3 years. Didn't sing, didn't do anything, nothing at all. What I did is that I started working a landscaping job. That was also there was a garden center as well that we would take care of, sell plants.
You immediately
and-
looked at your hands.
Yeah.
I know the biz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I
Miserable.
when I was watering plants in the garden center, I would sing melodies on my phone because that's the only creative outlet I had at the time.
Right.
Because the person I was with wasn't, allowing me to express that side of myself. So I had to find time at work when I had the time to do it. And every single Bone Daddy song, except for maybe like 2, was written when I was working at that landscaping company, like the original
yeah.
melodies.
Hell yeah.
Originally, I didn't know it was going to be psychobilly necessarily.
Right.
Just later on, I took those same songs and just put a swing to them and was
Right.
like, this is what I'm doing.
Do you ever have a muse striking moment where it's like you just sit down and shit out like a song that you know is going to be good?
I've had that many times when I was younger, and I actually had a song recently that will be on the album. It's our newest song. Was one of the few songs I've written recently, and it's called a Zombie Walk, and that's one we might be doing a video for possibly in the future. We don't know yet if that's going to be the one, but there's some interested parties with that song. But
Dude, that's exciting.
it's definitely like one of the band's favorite songs right now that we're playing.
Right.
It's very groovy. It's very danceable.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we try to be. Everything's all about that groove.
Oh
that
yeah,
swing
yeah. You are a
feel.
dancing band.
Gotta move the
yeah.
gotta move the floor. Yeah.
I want people to come up to the stage, and I want people to
Mhm.
start spinning and swinging. If that's that's the energy I feed off. When
Yeah.
people are dancing, having a good time, that's when I'm having a good time.
Right. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
That's
All right.
what it's all about. For
So
me.
getting into that next section, going one layer deeper, let's talk about your guitar rig. What kind of rig setup do you run and why?
Well, the rig setup that I run, I'll start with the why in this case. The why my guitar rig is the way it is right now is born of necessity and the fact that, I was born poor and I've been poor most of my life. So I make do with whatever I got.
Hell yeah.
And I've been playing the same guitar since I started, and it's stuck with me through it all. And it's the only guitar, I currently play because the others are all in desperate need of repair, and that's the one I've kind of kept going.
Right.
But it's a white Schecter Tempest.
Okay.
That it was literally one of those situations, and guitarists understand what this feels like. When you walk into a store, a guitar catches your eye, and you pick it up, get it in your hands, and you're like, this is the guitar.
Right.
That was literally that moment with that guitar, and I haven't put it down since.
Well, I think that particular guitar, especially for you, it's a very striking image. You know what I mean? In the music video that we were watching earlier, that flash of you standing in your living room, foot up, playing, that's like a very striking image. It's kind of a goofy shaped guitar in comparison. It's very Strat-like, but it's a little different,
Yeah, it's kind of like halfway between a Strat and a Paul.
Yeah.
It feels like it's got kind of in between the weight of the two.
Right.
The neck is kind of it's in between thickness of the two type of guitars, but the sound and the tone is very Les Paul.
Right.
And it has a the toggle switch on it. I forget the
coil
proper
split
term, to be able to switch them to single coil. And actually, it has humbuckers on it originally, but I play them as single coil.
Yeah.
Because it gives me the sound I want. And I actually, a lot of people will play, typically bridge when they're playing rhythms or playing whatever they're playing. I played neck pickup the whole time.
Heck yeah.
And that's just my sound.
See, that's the details. That's what I was trying to get at. I was like, I spilled the beans, bro. I want to know how you're getting that sound. It sounds good.
All those things aside, even I'll get into my amp setup. 99% of my tone comes from this hand,
right?
In this hand,
yeah. That's the nature of the music that you play, though, right? Is like you have a very biting kind of sound. It's it's easy to hear the fuck ups in that,
I learned how to play guitar from listening to Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah,
I got the way I hit those strings.
Man, I never took you as an NWA fan.
No, all I heard is I remember reading an article somewhere where Slash talks about. He says, "When I play the guitar, I just hit the strings as hard as I can."
Right,
and that's my logic to playing guitar. Is I hit them as hard as I can, and that, and also probably my biggest guitar influence, honestly, would be Stevie Ray Vaughan, or to pick anyone.
Hell yeah! So with
Slash, real quick. that reference that I made earlier. Have you actually heard that song by NWA, Appetite for Destruction?
No.
It is so goth. It is so fucking like so dark and horish. It's like when I was a lot younger, the first time I heard it, and I was blown away with how like, man, how like creepy, scary esque like jive to it had. So yeah, every time that refrigerator pops, my fucking second screen pops. So does that light? It is. What do you?
It's the ghost.
I
The
even have
aliens.
like the special. Oh, I don't have it on. That's why that's happening. I will fix that after the show. I don't have my sweet super duper fucking. It stops everything basically.
Right.
Anyways, but yeah, you need to check that song out. It is definitely like the most goth hip hop rap song I've ever heard.
Sounds like something right up my alley.
It's dope. It's really good. I love that. It's probably my favorite NWA song. So
Okay.
yeah, I love hip hop. I'm a big hip hop fan. Anyways,
Yeah, I was raised on quite a bit of hip hop. To be
So-
honest, I'm old school. Snoop Dogg, Biggie, all that. That was my big
Talking
part
about
of
the
my
DRE.
childhood.
oh yeah, man, West
Uh,
Coast. Don't even start. Yeah, right. I love it all. Actually, my favorite is the South. That's my favorite hip hop, hands down. 3-6, fucking the Jacksonville move with Lil Jon, and Louisiana rep.
Right.
Fucking, I love me some Southern hip hop. So for real. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. So the rest of my rig.
Oh,
just
hold
real
on.
quick.
What strings do you use? If you're
What strings
influenced
I
by
use?
Stevie Ray Vaughan and Slash, like you got to be using some heavy strings, right?
Yes.
Ernie Ball Power Slinky.
Okay.
It's a 48
Uh-huh.
to 11.
Okay, yeah. So do you prefer the fatter treble strings?
Yeah, I like if the string, because especially when I bend the string, I'd
Dig.
like it to dig back into my fingers real hard, so I can
Okay.
really it helps me control that vibrato.
Yeah, you
a lot
can
more, I
hit it a
feel
lot
like.
harder too.
You're like, I don't
Um,
always play acoustic guitar, but yeah, I kind of do.
Your guitar
That's-
does not
yeah.
have
11s.
tremolo or anything on it, does it?
No, not mine. I have another guitar that has a Floyd Rose on it, but it needs help.
Floyd
find that
Roses always
very
need help,
intriguing
man.
that you play on
Mhm.
11s. Wow, you got some
Mhm.
fingers on you.
Well,
I play 10s.
I rehearse
oof.
I rehearse most of my lead playing on my acoustic,
Right.
so that way when I go switch the electric, it feels like silk.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, absolutely. That's a trick right there. If you
Wow.
wanna be able to get your bends and all that stuff down, like go play acoustic for a while and
Oh, yeah.
get
Oh,
that
yeah.
down.
It helps my fingers because I've got early stage arthritis, so I need all the help I can get.
Right. Yeah, dude, I understand. You got to take care of your hands, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. So okay. So let's go from the guitar, the Tempest.
Hey, I
and
do want to remind you that we are on shorter time nowadays.
it's cool.
Okay, cool.
Power
We got about
Slinkies.
18.
Power Slinkies. Let's talk about your rig.
Well, the rest of it is the part that came out of necessity because I've had this amp for it's a PV Valve King 212
Okay.
combo.
Heck yeah.
Heaviest
Fuck yeah, they are.
fucking thing. It's a nightmare to carry around. I still haven't gotten a proper case and some wheels for it, but the gain channel on it died many years ago, and
Right.
at the time I had to play a show, and I was trying to come up with a solution because I used to have a little solid state amp, but it had also failed years ago, and that was the only amp I had at the time. And I was like, I gotta come up with something.
Right.
I had this fuzz pedal
Okay.
off to the side, and I was like, I looked at the fuzz pedal, and I looked at that, I was like, I don't need a gain channel. Just plug that fuzz pedal right into the clean,
Hell yeah.
tweaked it, that little guy, and that became the Bone Daddy sound that
Nice.
that we have now.
That's awesome.
And it works for me. And and the only other thing I run with it, I run a wah pedal that I use for effects here and there, but I don't use it that much
Right.
at this point. It's just I'd always wanted to have a crybaby for the longest time. And I
Naturally.
finally
You
have
know what?
one.
I'm gonna put my crybaby back on the stage.
Really?
I've been running a half stack, so I've been plugging just straight into the front of the amp. I'm gonna put a crybaby in front of my amp just because you have influenced me back into putting a crybaby in front of my rig. Like, dude, you have to have a crybaby. That's so much fun. Like,
They're just fun to play with. And then I just have a
Yeah, you
little.
can see mine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's not even mine. That's Anthony Crow's. You let me use it.
I
Yeah.
just got my little DD3 digital delay that I put in front. That gives me just kind of makes it sound a little funkier.
yeah, for sure.
It's real tight slapback.
I was gonna say, do you use a real tight delay to get the slapbacky kind of vibe?
Yeah, I mean mine's extended a little bit because I got a big influence from bands like the Cramps and that more slightly psychedelic thing, but I don't dive quite as hard into it as they do.
Right on, man. And so bass wise, you guys run an upright bass, which is
Yep.
epic. Oh, my favorite thing is an upright bass.
Fortunately, I still haven't quite figured out the sound on that thing, and
They're-
I've actually been talking to Vic from the Coffin Cats. He's been helping me out with fixing some problems on it.
Absolutely. Vic has an excellent sound too. Like that's, if anybody can help you through that stuff, I feel like he can, you know? Yeah. How do you record the upright?
I use I DI it in through a preamp that I got. That's a little bit of EQ on it just to get the volume I want.
Right.
But I just got that basic sound. It's all about just, you know, how you play it when it comes down to the tone more than anything for me.
Hell yeah.
And then, you know, I keep it as basic as I can, as raw as I can.
Yeah. Naturally. Hell yeah. And then drums, you guys are in a full drum kit, right?
Yeah. For the longest time we were using I have a drum kit that I've used for the longest time in the band, but our new drummer, Matt, he's got his own kit that he brings to live shows, and we just keep mine for rehearsal at this point. But it's real basic, you know, just a 4-piece rack tom, floor tom, kick, snare. Don't even have 2 crashes. I got 1 crash on my kit because too many cymbals. I just get confused. But
Right.
I think Matt has 2.
Right.
If I remember correctly. And he's got a pretty gnarly crash.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, man, that's awesome.
So, is there a venue you haven't played here in the Indy area that you're looking to play at some point?
I really want to play somewhere in Fountain Square at some point, specifically, like I'd like to play like probably Long Shot because I want to break into, you know, the all ages crowd outside, you know, just goth, you know, the goth night. I'd like to see, you know, play some all ages shows, you know, and introduce some younger punks to psychobilly. So hopefully someone will be.
I caught you at Long Shot, but there was a shit ton of cobweb on my bottle of water that I grabbed off the ground. What was the first venue that you'd said?
Well, just somewhere in Fountain Square.
Fountain Square.
Looking to play. There's a lot of venues out there that I'd definitely be interested in because it's a little bit of a different demographic than, you know, a lot of the places I'm playing right now. And Long Shot's one I've had my eye on in particular, just because they have some pretty killer.
Hit up Jenny B.
shows.
Jenny B handles the booking over there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me and Jenny have been talking for a minute.
Cool.
So we're probably gonna get something put together at some point, and you know,
let me know. I'll play with you.
Hell yeah!
You let me know.
Yeah. And by the way, like Amanda Gore, Nouveau, they're looking for people to play radio or Nouveau shows just in general. Like they're doing the Amandas, and like this month it's the Slovenes. I think I said that right. Slovenes. I think they're from Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. And then they're also going to be playing Wet Denim and Grimy.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's July 20th at Radio. But if you're thinking about playing Radio, hit up Amanda Gore. Or
I've had my eye on Radio since I moved to this town. I'll tell you what, I've always wanted to play there. I've seen a lot of good shows there. I dig the vibe of the
fuck yeah.
Sure.
That's one of the best sounding stages in Indiana. I'm sorry, like in my mind, the way that they run their front of house is just it's really
all
good.
Tufty too. Yeah. Tufty's the man. Yeah.
I've talked to him a couple times over the years. I mean, well, back in the day when I was doing We Are Gentlemen, you know, I'd talked to him a couple times. I haven't really reconnected with him since, you know, I started doing this thing. Not even sure if you probably wouldn't remember who I was.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but no.
Maybe not with the makeup on.
No, maybe not. I'm just gonna start wearing it.
If he doesn't, I'll be like, you don't know Jack.
I can't wait till the next time I
I
go to
know.
the gas station. I can't wait till the next time I go to the gas station over here to hear what these people have to say. When he walked in with all of his makeup, everybody was like,
Oh yeah.
"What's
Yeah.
going on over there?"
Yeah, I'm so used to having it on at this point.
That's
Unless I
awesome.
see myself, I don't even notice it's
Right.
there.
That's awesome though. To get used to it that way, that's so cool.
Now, about halfway through the set, once I start sweating, it starts to itch pretty bad. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Fair enough.
Like the first I could just imagine, I don't know, my brain. I just imagine like you the first time you slept with it on, and you didn't take it off and you woke up and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh shit.
No, my pillow
Like
was
fuck. Or you wake up in the middle of the night and the reflection of your face bounces off the fucking TV glass if you have a TV in your bedroom or maybe the window, whatever, and you just see your face like, oh shit. That's cool though. I love it. It's a cool style, man.
Yeah, it took me 2 years to get it quite right, and really what did the trick was buying decent makeup for once, because I was
Hey,
buying CVS
you-
shit, and that just
You showed up without the makeup. You went upstairs, used the you were in the bathroom, did the makeup. You got that done quick. I was like, man, I hope he gets it done in time. And you were quick. I think you did it in at least 20,
yeah
somewhere in that range, 20, 25 minutes. I felt like
yeah
that's really good.
That's about the timing I have on it now. I mean, I've just been doing it over and over again long enough. It just don't have to think about it as much.
So the people at home are wondering, when are you going to do a Mohawk, Jack and Derek? What's up?
A mohawk?
That actually did not happen.
I was about to say.
I'm bullshitting.
Bullshit.
I mean,
bullshitting.
I mean,
man,
if
Travis
I-
has got enough mohawk for the both of us. I'll tell you that.
I told Rob Riot he needs a haircut. His hair is all the way down to my shoulders. If you didn't know, man, I'm growing Rob Riot a wig. Like I'm growing him a Frenchie DeVille wig. Eventually, all this hair is going to get cut off, and it's going to get made into a pompadour wig, and I'm going to give it to Rob Riot.
I love that. I love it.
Oh man, I sure wish.
We're getting there, man. We're
Yeah.
getting there.
I sure wish my hair would grow out. It's fucking done with.
I don't think Lisa would let me grow another one. I think she's pretty well done with me having the long hair.
I that's the thing about me is I had long hair. Like once I grew it out, I think I was like 12 or 13. I was like, this looks cool. Yeah. And I think I cut it once in high school. And then after that, I didn't cut it until like I was 23. And then I cut it when I was 30 something. I never cut my hair.
Right.
And now it's just like, I don't ever have to cut it. Yeah, I just fucking, I don't know. I could grow it out, but it look weird.
I'd eventually like to bring back the suits and the pomp.
Oh,
yeah,
hell
the
yeah.
suits. I miss the suits.
It's been a while, man. It's been a
yeah.
while.
I think my
Just for the job you want, baby.
Yeah.
my
I
photographer.
did. It
Amber
got me
was-
nowhere. What's
Oh,
that?
man.
I was saying my photographer Amber
Killer
last
band.
night. We were doing our photos. We were doing a photo shoot. I think I mentioned earlier the graveyard shoot. Was trying to get me to buy some suits and be like, you need some suits for on the stage, and immediately I
Hell
thought
yeah.
about you.
If you
And I was
need,
like- and I
if
was
you
like-
need the hookup on some suits, man, and I'm not talking, these are not gimmick suits. You've seen my suits.
Oh yeah,
Real
They're-
deal.
They're polyester, man. They're not like, it's not some crazy fucking fancy suit, but it's a good suit with a good liner, good tie, good trousers. You need that stuff. Oppa-suits, man. I'm not like a paid sponsor for them or anything, but they make awesome suits. If everybody always asks me where I get my suits, that's where I get them from. Oppa-suits. They're amazing. I was at Kohl's one day and I was walking down the aisle and I saw the flamingo suit, and from there the rest was history. I showed up at the next show with the black Gretsch.
I
and-
remember that.
Yeah, it was a good one. I showed up the next show with the black Gretsch, that crazy flamingo beach scene suit on, and we burnt the place down. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm. I would have loved to be there for that.
I'm stoked to see this guy burn the place down. That's what's gonna happen.
Mm,
It's gonna be fun.
he doesn't know. He doesn't know, Jack. Oh man. Oh yeah.
What?
No, it's an inside joke.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm lost. I have no
Top
idea
liver
what's going
lore,
on.
baby. Fuck yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Someone dropped a hint the other day at the Mall. Someone I've known for a while was like, just like, dropped that little hint. It's like, oh, did I say that? And I was like, yeah, you did.
Hell yeah.
It was. It's funny at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, man. I seriously do. And
And
I really appreciate you like driving out here today and doing this. And I'm just
Hell
super
yeah.
proud of you. And man, you sound so fucking good. And so do you, Derek.
Thanks, man.
Like don't forget that. Like Derek's one of those guys. He'd be like, oh, you know, but
Yeah. I appreciate
you guys fucking both killing it. So
Hell
I
yeah.
just I really appreciate you coming out today. I know it was last minute, shake
Yeah.
shit up. And Derek, man, you always fucking kill it when you come out.
I'm just talking with a friend, man.
Hell yeah, exactly.
Catching up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it
Hell
is.
yeah. So if you guys aren't aware, Jack's band, Bone Daddy's gonna be playing this coming Tuesday at the Melody Inn. I did it again. Check that out. Boosh,
Every
bigger,
time.
better. At playing at the Melody Inn for Dead Souls Underground. That's Tuesday from 8 to 1 a.m. at the Melody Inn, the historic Melody Inn. You can check out the PBR Lounge in the Smokers Garden and the what is it? Award-winning jukebox. Actually, they're gonna have DJs, so you don't need the motherfucking jukebox, baby. Yeah, that's right. DJ Gomez, DJ Nagareth, Eric, Twistin, playing some jams, some golf jams, and of course a live show from Bone Daddy. And that's again Tuesday at the Mel for a special Dead Souls Underground. What up, Nagareth? Hell yeah. So we should probably wrap it up. Running low on time. Again, thank you so much for making the drive, Jack. Thank you, Derek, for joining in on the show.
Absolutely.
And shooting shiz.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah. And be sure to look out for Jack, Bone Daddy's new band. They got an album. They're working on it. Same thing for Derek. Come alongs.
Doing
So,
things.
Hell yeah. All crazy faces. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Cheers. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. In the future, moving forward, nuvo.net.
I don't wanna go